Hiya Tom, good session today. Hope you found it helpful. I'm just going to run through a couple of things now we discussed from the session. As we said, obviously with the driver, we were creating this sort of shape with the golf ball, all caused now by the club face at impact, aiming at the right. Now the reason why that club would aim at the right setup was pretty good. Grip pressure might have been a little bit on the tighter side, but overall, pretty good kind of start position, okay? As the club went back, there was a little bit of rotation here now. We'll talk a bit later in more detail what we're trying to feel in this position, but the club was going back. It was opening up, and then when you get to about kind of halfway back here now, that lead wrist would collapse, as we say, or would cup, causing that club face now to get a little bit open. And once that left wrist has that kind of cupping position at the top, the club face now being open, when you come back to the golf ball, the history showing the ball's going to go somewhere right. You would then just trying to start swinging as far left as you can. Ball starts on the left-hand side and then basically curved way off to the right. So the feeling really, I think you said you felt it more in the right wrist as you went back. In this first instance now, try and feel kind of palm down to the ground at this stage. And then we get to the top of the backswing, feeling kind of palm up to the sky. So you can see now that sort of left wrist flatter, the club face now in line. If we compare the two there, where that left wrist now has collapsed, you can see the grip pressure here kind of coming off in that left hand. And that's, I think, why part of the reason why a lot of golfers then grip the club tighter, because they feel this kind of grip pressure being lost here and then think, oh, panic, I've lost control of the golf club, I better grip it tighter just to make sure I control that club face. So we can keep that left wrist flatter, control the club face better. When we come back to the golf ball, that club face won't need to have as much rotation. The club face now is already going to be square, so when you come back to the golf ball's going to look more this sort of flight. The path will always be slightly left until we really get comfortable. I think the last one we did, where we actually went over the corner, ended up kind of hitting the golf ball somewhere kind of this way. Brilliant tee shot, 236, nice little draw. Once you get that regularly, when you have the confidence to sort of start the ball swinging more in this direction. For the time being, don't worry about the path being a bit left, but get that club face being squarer as you come back to golf ball. So if we're okay now with this one, as the club goes back, feeling that palm down on the ground, left wrist now a little bit flat as we can see, compared to that one at the top of the backswing here. As we come back to the golf ball now, club coming back, so slightly across the line as we said, ball starts left, but at least in this case, stayed on the fairway. And if a ball can go on the fairway with a driver over 200 yards, it's going to bring your scores down massively. A, you're not going to lose a golf ball, and B, it'll be a lot more successful, sort of dinking a 5-iron or a 7-iron down the fairway just to keep it in place. So work on that right wrist. I think you said you felt it more in the right wrist. Get that palm feeling more down on the way back, and then up to the sky at the top of the backswing, and palm coming down, striking that ball with a square club face. And hopefully, with a bit of practice then, Tom, we'll get those golf balls flying more down the range this way, as opposed to the old big banana slice that you're experiencing. So hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, but I'll catch you soon. Cheers, mate.